Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. In this video we are checking out city transit display setup promoting car-free environment in Budapest, Hungary. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm in Budapest for a few weeks, and at the end of this trip I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing Budapest with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. With that being said, we are here at European Mobility Week in Budapest, and they have a lot of different transit vehicles being displayed. I came here as early as I could, as I was hoping to capture the setup process as the vehicles are arriving and being organized, being set up, because they have a lot of different transit vehicles that are no longer in regular city service, and I wanted to see what it's like seeing them in motion, hearing the engine and all that stuff. But it seems like they set it up pretty early and most vehicles are in place. I only was able to see one older bus being delivered to its location, but other than that, that was basically it. I'm hoping to try it again in the evening. Maybe I can see as they are leaving, but for now we're just gonna have a little tour and I'll show you exactly what is being displayed over here. So there is nothing too unique about these two trams because they are still in regular city service. One is the newer model, one is the older model. The older one, of course, is more interesting. It's a Hungarian made, locally made Ganz tram. They started making them in the 60s and made lots of them in the 70s. Since that time they've been modernized many times, multiple times, but they still are servicing city streets, and a huge respect to Hungarians for taking care of them and letting us experience it in 2025 and 2026 and beyond. The cool thing is that they let you take a look inside. So this is just, again, this is the tram that you can catch in regular city service. You don't have to look for any specific transit events, but it's still very interesting. I enjoyed riding these a lot. I have several videos on my channel about these trams. Feel free to check them out. These trams are completely modern, not as interesting because you can see them basically everywhere. And the cool thing is that they have information about each tram, explaining the history, explaining what it is, when it was made, when it was in service. So you can see on this side the information is in Hungarian, but on this side the information is in English. So we can just go ahead and take a look and see what it says here. CAF Urbos 3 on display is the shorter one out of all the CAF trams in Budapest, with a length of 34 meters. The longer version has 9 modules, which is actually one of the longest trams in the world. I'm not reading this, I'm just telling you. It used to be the longest tram in the world until recently. In Germany they built one that is over 60 meters or a little bit more in length. But this 56-meter version used to be one of the longest, used to be the actual longest tram in the world actually. And they were delivered to Budapest in 2015, entered service on line 3, capacity of 200 passengers, 46 seats and 154 standing. And they are acquiring new trams like this that are already under construction and are going to enter regular city service in 2026, which means if you want to ride older Tatra trams or older Ganz trams like this, you have to come to Budapest sooner rather than later, because they are in the process of modernizing their fleet and replacing older vehicles with newer vehicles. So just something to keep in mind. That's why I came here for the second time, because I don't want to miss these chances. Let's take a look at the information about this tram. This side is in their local language, but here it's in English. This is upgraded articulated tram. Guns ICS, manufactured between 1967 and 78. As I was saying earlier, during the modernization, 30 vehicles were completely refurbished. The trams were fitted with new bodywork, very similar to the previous one, but the drive system and controls were also redesigned. As a result, they were able to feed energy back into the overhead line during braking, saving power, saving energy. And the driver's cab became more comfortable. Another new feature was the installation of indicators on the doors, which can be opened individually. So it used to be automatic for all doors, but now people can press the button and open doors individually. Although, because these trams, as far as I know, they don't have air conditioning, so I'm not sure if that feature really makes much sense. When the doors open automatically, it's a little bit more convenient if you don't have to press the button. These vehicles operate on the past side, typically on trams line 2, 2B, and 23. And I have a video of this tram in motion on line 23. Now, what we are looking at right now is the Polish trolleybus, Solaris. They have a lot of these in Budapest right now. Again, nothing really unique. And Poland, they are manufacturing a lot of buses and trolleybuses these days for the entire Europe. So many cities are ordering them because they are more affordable and still offer decent quality. And I don't have any complaints about them. It's just that you can catch them everywhere, so there is nothing too special about it. They are fourth generation, improved versions that entered service in 2015-2016, have been in service since 2019. Interesting. Entered service in 2015, but they have been in service since 2019. Interesting. So basically, they are similar to the older ones that have been in service a little bit earlier. They are categorized by a simpler door operation, faster mechanized trolley pole operation, more standing room, and in the case of articulated vehicles, a different turning circle. Okay, very cool. Let's go and take a look at something a little bit more interesting. Behind it is a very famous trolleybus from Soviet Union. It used to be very popular in many different cities across Soviet Union, and even Budapest ordered these. It's called ZU9B type, and they say it's heritage trolleybus now because it's no longer in city service. Produced in Soviet Union from the early 1970s, BKV purchased a total of 173 vehicles of this type between 1975 and 84. The vehicles originally had square headlights, which were replaced in the second half of the 1980s with round Icarus headlights. A special feature of these vehicles is that the brake pedal is on the left side of the steering wheel, so left foot was used to brake. The vehicle was ceremonially retired from service on December 31st of 2012. So you can imagine from the 1975 until 2012, these awesome trolleybuses were in service. And I was hoping to ride one, but actually I didn't. I don't think I've ever had a chance to ride this trolleybus, even though they are so popular and so common back in the day. I never had a chance to enjoy it. I only saw YouTube videos, which is why I think it's good to have these kind of videos filming transit, because if you didn't get to ride something, you can experience it in a video at least. It's better than not riding it at all. Very well kept. It looks like brand new, basically, maybe even better than a brand new one. The way they put these signs, it's a little bit in the way, so you can't really get like a good angle shot of it with the doors and everything because the sign is in the way. I don't think they thought about it that much, but this is the issue with a lot of different vehicles, because I was trying to take pictures of it yesterday and it was a little bit challenging to get a good photo because of those signs. But if they were a little bit further away, it would be better, or maybe like in the at a different angle. But let's not get too picky. We have to be grateful for the opportunity to enjoy this for free. And also, if you can think about it, it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to maintain these vehicles and keep them in such a good shape. So we have to be grateful for that. Now we are looking at the twin Tatra tram, specifically developed for Budapest in Prague, which is in Czech Republic. The first pair of T5C5 prototype was produced in 1978, but the first series arrived in Budapest in 1980. The second series in 84, and a total of 322 of them were built. They entered service on line 59 in 1980, and from 2002 to 2010, numerous Tatra trams went through modernization in two phases, which affected the drive system, the driver's cabin, and the interior passenger compartment. Today, most of the fleet is modernized and energy efficient. Yes, actually I did ride these trams, and even though they look really old school, when you actually ride it, the way they sound, it's a little bit kind of modern. You can tell that what's under the hood, so to speak, is completely different. And you can see a lot of transit enthusiasts and transportation fans and just curious residents already checking them out, even though it's not technically, it's not even open yet, it's too early, but people are already exploring everything that these trams have to offer. And I noticed that here in this city, people are really curious about public transportation. Not only they use it on a daily basis, but they also curious to see different kinds of vintage transit vehicles, heritage vehicles, and all kinds of trams that are no longer in regular city service. Because when I track these nostalgic rides in different cities in the world, I noticed that sometimes people are a little bit careless. Like they see an old tram that they don't see every day, but they barely look at it. But here in Budapest, lots of people want to take pictures, take videos, try to get in. The older tram I was riding yesterday just got packed because it looked cool and people were curious. So I can see that this is like part of their local culture, appreciating public transportation vehicles. Definitely something very cool. Now this tram is this sign is a little bit further away, so it's good to see it and also take a good picture or video. This is a measuring tram that was converted from an ICS tram in 2017. And this tram is used to test various mechanical properties and problems of the tram track. The measuring tram helps to accurately assess track defects, making it easier to plan interventions and maintenance. The vehicle is not suitable for passenger transport. Its middle doors cannot be opened, and it's completely different color. It can be viewed only in small groups with a guide. I'm not sure if it's okay to enter right now or it's not. It doesn't look like there's anybody inside. Hi.
Hi.
Is it okay to take a look?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I'll come back later.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. I was inside this tram yesterday, and they have a bunch of computers and different kinds of tools, hardware, software to track the condition of the tracks. Pretty cool. And they also have super comfy seats for personnel. It's nice to see that they are taking good care of themselves. And we can come back a little bit later and capture this tram inside, hopefully. But for now, at least we can enjoy the unique exterior. And I believe the tram that we are heading to right now is actually the tram I got to ride already yesterday. And again, it's not technically open, but some drivers, they just let people enjoy it because why not? They love trams, they know other people love trams, and they just let people explore it. That's the good part about Hungary that I like. It's people are a little bit flexible about many different things, and I think this makes it a little bit more enjoyable if you are trying to do something or exploring, traveling. Now, this prototype has a unique design that was created by Stefan Linguel. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly, but it was created in 1961 and introduced some new technology that improved safety. It was withdrawn from service in 1980, pretty early. And after a complete restoration to its original state, it joined the historic fleet in 2018. I do note that it was kind of a little bit bumpy, the ride on this tram. Even though the track condition was pretty good, I noticed that the ride was a little bit bumpy, and it was because of that the driver also had to go kind of slow, but the interior is very elegant. I really enjoyed that part. Hopefully we can get in right now and you can take a look. But out of all the trams I've tried, I wouldn't say this is like the coolest tram. It's elegant, the interior, but it's also not very, the back door is closed. It's also not very fast. I love the leather seats. And you can see the map of N18 line, which is exactly the line that I got to ride this vehicle on. You can see these back doors are super wide, even though it's just like 4 smaller doors, but together combined they are wider than an average tram door, which means 3 people can be getting in and out at the same time. Kind of cool. You can see a lot of curious people taking a look. I wonder what would happen if we had something like this going on in California. Would people care? Because public transportation is not as not as popular in popular culture, you could say that, as it is here. You can feel it, like transit is cool. Let's take a look at this tram. Let's take a look at that tram. Let's ride it. Let's enjoy it. And a lot of people, they don't need to drive because their public transportation is so good. I really admire Hungarians and the management of Budapest for offering such a great service to people. I wish I could live in a city like this. Maybe one day I can stay here even longer. This time I'm staying for 1 month, but maybe in the future I can stay even longer and figure it out, because I definitely feel very comfortable when it comes to public transportation. I have very few complaints, and the city itself is very beautiful. You can see the bridge we are walking on right now. It's just one of the many bridges that are so beautiful and so impressive, and the architecture behind us and in front of us is amazing. So combined with public transport and lots of high quality concerts and nightlife and nature and relatively affordable prices, I think this is a very good destination, long term or short term. This is the snow sweeper tram, and every tram depot, all 9 of them here in Budapest, have one of these vehicles. So when it's snowing here, they use these trams to clear the tracks. Kind of cool that you can also get inside this one. What I saw yesterday is that they also let you actually go in the driver's cab, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna try to do that if I can. Not sure if I can film it because the place is really tight and usually there's like a big line, you have to wait, but at least it's something I can do if I have a chance. You don't get to do that every day. This tram is very nice looking. It's also part of their heritage fleet, N19. And it looks like right now it's not open yet, but we can still take a look at the sign if there is one, or maybe there is no sign. Not yet. That's what I was talking about. They're still in the process of setting up. What would be really cool is if I could see these trams being delivered. That would be really awesome. So because of that, I'll try to come back in the evening time. I'll try to ask around to see if anybody knows when they are going to be tearing down, and maybe that would give me a chance to see the whole process. It would be interesting to see all the trams riding together like in a parade, heading back to the depot. That would be pretty cool. So if I can make a better video later, I will, but if not, this is gonna be the one. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. Keep in mind that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.